U.S. President Donald Trump's executive order halting all U.S. aid to South Africa claims that South African leaders have taken aggressive positions towards the United States and its allies, pointing to the country's decision to accuse Israel of genocide at the International Court of Justice and its deepening ties with Iran. To help us make sense of what this means, we're joined by Dr. Oscar Van Heerden, a senior research fellow from the University of Johannesburg Center for African Diplomacy and Leadership. Dr. Van Heerden, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Is this executive order what it claims to be about? That is to say, giving refuge to white Afrikaners who are being persecuted and will now become refugees should they take up this offer because their land is being taken away from them? Or is this executive order a smokescreen about something else bugging Trump?
Yeah, no, thanks, Oliver. This is a smokescreen. That's actually the correct word. It's a smokescreen because what is truly at play here is that Trump and Trump's administration wants to take aim at the BRICS alliance. They want to take aim at Brazil, Russia, India, and China. And because South Africa is the weakest link, if you like, the smallest economy within the BRICS formation, the economy on the African continent, they want to use it as an exemplar of how they can punish BRICS. They don't yet want to target directly. Remember that Trump's administration is, like the Biden administration before him, is engaged in various trade wars, chip wars, and so forth with China. They are using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. And so they've now fixed their eyes on South Africa. It has very little, in my opinion, has very little to do with the expropriation legislation and everything to do with the fact that South Africa has taken a bold step against Israel and has opted for a non-aligned position on Russia, Ukraine. And that's really what's at play here.
Yeah, and given that, international relations and diplomacy is only ever effective if the parties are forthcoming and honest and transparent about their interests on the one hand and their limitations on the other hand. Given that you agree that this is a smokescreen, it means that if South Africa and if the United States and South Africa were to negotiate on this, or whatever dialogue may to emanate from this, that it would not be from a position of honesty and therefore would resolve nothing at all. So what is the South African diplomatic infrastructure to do about this?
Well, I think that, as I've indicated before, President Ramaphosa and Minister Lamola needs to go to Washington with a plan that says we are going to negotiate very hard, we are going to state our position for the world to see, and that we are not going to be bullied. Remember, this is a strategy, as far as I'm concerned, the United States of America Incorporated, the company called United States of America, is in business rescue. And the truth is that Trump is the business rescue practitioner that is supposed to hopefully save the company from insolvency and bankruptcy. And they are doing exactly what the steps dictate in terms of that business rescue. Elon Musk has been tasked with making it lean and efficient, and hence he has fired many federal employees in the federal government. And now they're targeting the competition and the countries that they do business with. And Trump, being the businessman and being a transactional leader, wants to negotiate better deals when it comes to NAFTA, the North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement between the USA, Canada, and Mexico. He comes up with ridiculous tariffs because he feels he wants to renegotiate with Canada and with Mexico. When it comes to NATO, he comes with ridiculous suggestions of withdrawing from NATO because he wants to actually force European countries to spend more on their own security within NATO in order to keep the US there. And finally, with South Africa, as we now know, given the executive order, it has nothing to do per se with expropriation without compensation and everything to do with their strategic partner in the Middle East, Israel, as well as the issue of South Africa being buddy-buddy and cozy with Russia and China.
Yeah. Dr. Van Heerden, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and your insights this evening. I really do appreciate it. Dr. Oscar Van Heerden is a research fellow at the University of Johannesburg's Center for African Diplomacy and Leadership.